All right, folks, you're live with Lines with the Godfather, West Coast Hip Hop. Dusty Vision in the house, y'all. This is Tuesday.
Yeah.
On time, on the same.
I think Lonzo freezing on me. Yo. Gotta love technology, man. Think I might be the only one live right now. I'm trying to figure it out too, STEM Radio. He said, where did Lonzo go? I don't know, man. It's technology. Technology loves to rear its ugly head right at the time when you least expect it. But welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. I see my dude Marlon in the building. He says, what up, Unc and Dust and chat fam. Shout out to the chat fam. Make sure you guys hit that like button before you get nice and comfortable. We have a very interesting show tonight. We're going to talk about a rapper out of Texas who lost his life due to probably living that life. And this one's different, man. He also lost his 5-year-old daughter at the same time. So we're going to discuss that while you guys get comfortable. We figure out what happened to Lonzo. Sure, he'll be logging back in. But what's going on, folks? It's been a crazy ass week, huh? There he is. Lonzo's calling me. Hang tight, folks. Hang tight. What up, Lonz?
Hey, Doc.
What's good? All right, hold on, y'all. What up? What up, P? All right, let's see what's up. Boom.
Go check. Everything checked out. That's it.
Yo, can you hear me?
Oh, there you go. Well, there you was. You have no vision, Doc. You are not Dusty Vision. You're Dusty Blank. There you go.
How we looking now?
You're good. I knew it. I knew you get it together.
Damn. We made it. Shout out to technology, man. I don't know what just happened there, but you disappeared for a while, and it was just me and the chat fam.
Wait. Now you disappeared on my screen, and I ain't seen nobody.
Yep. Yeah, everybody's like, where did Lonzo go? I'm like, I'm trying to figure it out too, but we're here, man.
I'm talking to the crowd. Said, where did Dusty go? Shit. Anyway, we here. Don't worry about it.
Thankfully, yeah, gotta love technology, man. Love it and hate it. But what's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, you know what? Oh man, just ride the wave right now, Doc. Just got through a Black History Month, and just did an interview right before I did this interview, and the guy asked me a question about how did I feel about making history, and I explained to him when we were doing what we were doing. Nobody thought we was making history. We were just trying to make money and get laid, and history just came along with the byproduct. Okay, it wasn't even about nobody actually goes out thinking they're gonna make history, man. I don't know who does that. You have to be a special kind of ego to just go out thinking you're gonna make history. Nah, man, I had no idea when I'm making bootleg records and opening the Eve After Dark and doing whatever I did that one day this would be considered history, man. It was another day in my life. So yeah, Black History Month over with. I still have another event to do Monday. I'll be in Sacramento on Monday doing a screening and a book signing, but it's all good, Doc. Can't complain about nothing.
I love that, man. I love that. Happy Mardi Gras Fat Tuesday to everybody. As soon as this show's over, I'm headed to Harold and Bell's for a little celebration over there. So I got to cut it right at 7 o'clock. Going to be having a little some good food and a good little Mardi Gras celebration. Did you ever celebrate Mardi Gras back in the day, Lonzo? And thank you, Rat7. There we go again with the dang technology. Froze on us, Lonzo.
Very much appreciate you. Doc, come on.
All right, there you go. You back?
I'm back. I don't see me going to. I see you leaving.
Nope. Let's add the chat is saying that you're the one disappearing. So I don't know.
That's all. Okay. Well, hey man.
Yeah, there he is. All right. Thank you, Rad7. Good looking out. But did you hear my question about Mardi Gras?
What about it?
No, just asking if you celebrate. I'm heading out to Harold and Bell's shortly after the show tonight for a little celebration. Did you ever celebrate Mardi Gras back in the day? Because it is Fat Tuesday.
Yeah, it is Fat Tuesday. I forgot all about that, man. Yeah, it is. I haven't celebrated in a while. I mean, I would like to. I have, but just sometimes shit just get past you. I love
Yeah.
Harold, too, man. That's the spot.
Mm. One of my favorite places.
Man, we used to
Best.
go to Harold Bells back in the day when the Ballers was there. Boy, I tell you about that drink they had called a Laker at Harold Bells.
Talk to me again. Tell us again.
Man, Harold and Bells was the baller spot in the 80s, okay, in the early 90s. If you didn't have no money, don't go to Harold and Bells. Harold and Bells always been expensive. I always love they shrimp scampi.
It still is a little pricey, but it's worth it.
It's worth it. Okay, I went there not long ago. Just took a friend of mine there for their birthday. Anyway, they had a drink called the Laker. It was about the glass was about this big. It was real thick, about this big. It was a Long Island iced tea. And on top of the Long Island iced tea, they would put 151 rum on top of it and light it.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay. Dude, that drink was so potent they had to stop selling it because folks started shooting at Harold and Bells. They stopped selling it. Ask them about that. Ask them about the Laker. When you guys still tell the Laker, they'll tell you, hell no.
Yeah.
If you drank a Laker and walked out of Harold and Bells, you was guaranteed a ticket. Okay, because that's something gonna have you on have you on your ass. Okay. And it made people do things that they normally wouldn't do. Yeah,
Damn.
that was the good old days. We could go to Harold and Bells and spend $700 like it was nobody's business, man. That's
Ooh,
we had a distribution company. We take the whole crew out there and just get drunk.
and that's 80s $700.
$700, 7 people, 7, 8 people, $700 like it wasn't shit.
Damn. Woo.
Sir.
Let me ask you, when did you realize, going back to the question that they asked you earlier about, did you go into this knowing you were creating history? When did you realize, damn, I think I got something? Was there that moment?
No, man, because it was never, I never reached I never reached my tipping point. You follow me? I've never reached my tipping point. Okay. What I mean by that is, as you do certain things, like Cube, Dre, they all surpassed their tipping point a long time ago. Okay. Their situation is all in the very beginning. Everybody knew what they represented, what they were about. I never had that.
Okay.
In the beginning, there was we got a little bit of press from LA Times because we were teenagers doing.
Thank you, Rat 7.
Much love, Red 7. God damn, boy. What's got an income tax check? And it just was, they broke off of me, and then gangster rap became the phenomenon of that era, and nobody cared about where they came from. And it wasn't until later on. And even now, I still have not reached that tipping point where my phone is ringing off the hook and people calling me with real money. Okay, I still get phone calls, I still get offers, but they're not the over the top. Hey man, I got to have you here. I still got to explain myself. Now I'm like, oh no, I shouldn't have to be at that point in my life right now. I should have reached my tipping point. I would think by now, where I'd have some representation, and folks would give me the same respect that a Kool Herc or Chuck D got. I should say.
Damn. Okay, you've done more for West Coast, and we're gonna get to your question, Rat 7. Appreciate you. You've done more for West Coast hip hop than most, if not all, people that came out of the West Coast hip hop culture. How does it make you feel that you still have to explain yourself?
I'm a logical person, and when you understand the logic of it, it makes it easier to understand. Still don't like it, but I understand the logic. Okay, and the logic is basically the people who benefited the most don't know the story to tell it. So they couldn't even tell. They couldn't sit and tell you. They couldn't sit down and do a podcast and tell you how things developed over the years or evolved over the years. All they know is we met Lonzo and he had a house and he was doing the club. They don't know this. They don't know the history of what made this thing really happen. And I can't get mad because how you get mad with somebody for not knowing. That's why I do it myself.
That's the best thing you could do. Let's jump into Rad 7's question before we get too comfortable and start jumping into some main topics tonight. But Rad 7 says, Alonzo, what are your memories of the Comedy Act Theater and how far was it from Eve After Dark?
Comedy Act Theater was my Thursday night hangout with Robin Harris, dude. That was my spot. During that time, this is pre-hip hop, man. This is kind of pre-gangster rap for damn show. Pre-gangster rap for damn show. I was popular. I was cracking. The Eve was cracking. Might have been doing doodles, but the Comedy Act Theater was on Thursday night. My partner, who was a distant cousin, Michael Williams, ran the Comedy Act Theater. Okay, and dude, that was women. A celebrity star. The Lakers would come to the Lakers. Magic, Michael Cooper, Norm Nixon, Magic sometimes. Whoever was on the Lakers at the time, Byron Scott, would come and hang out at the Comedy Act Theater. They have a whole table. Now you can't get no play. The Lakers is in the game. You ain't got nothing coming. Nothing. Comedy Act Theater was about 5-6 miles from Eve After Dark. Comedy Act Theater was in Leimert Park. Leimert Park is off of Crenshaw, 43rd and Crenshaw. Eve After Dark is Avalon Segundo. You roughly talking about 6-7 miles, maybe 8. You ain't gonna walk there, but it's a short drive. We had a lot of fun. I never forget, man. Robin Harris was the host, and he had this thing about you could not get up and go to the bathroom if Robin was on the stage. He would look at you and talk about you real bad. And one time, I think I told y'all this before, I'm gonna tell you again, since he asked. Tommy Hearns was in the house. He had just got his ass whooped by Sugar Ray Leonard a week before. And Tommy Hearns, he was in the front row, he played the role, he the man. He still was a man. He got his ass whooped by Sugar Ray, but he still was Tommy Hearns. He's sitting there, got a couple of girls, and then he gets up to go pee. And Robin Harris looked at him. You see me up here? And Tommy Harris like, man, shut up. And Robin Harris said the coldest shit in the world. Don't make me call Sugar Ray. Oh, dude. The whole place just erupted. Man, that was the funniest shit I've seen in my life. You had to be there. You'll never know. You'll never know that experience. One day, Robin Harris and Sinbad got into a bagging session. Sinbad had a cordless mic, and Robin was on stage. And dude, the shit was so funny, so hilarious. People had to run out the room to get air. People literally could not breathe because they were laughing so fucking hard they couldn't breathe. They had to run out to the street to get some air because in cats you could not stop laughing. It was dude, and this is why I tell people it's hard for me to like. I like Dave Chappelle. I love Corey Holcomb. I love Dave Chappelle too, and I like Cat Williams a lot too. But even these guys don't give you the fold-over laughs that I used to get back in the Comedy Act Theater. The foldovers, man. The foldovers, the one that you just damn, shut up, please shut up. You don't get them no more, man. You get some chuckles, you get some ha-has, but you don't get them foldovers, man, that you got to run out the room to get some air because the cat that hit you with so much shit back to back to back. You've been exhaling, you ain't inhaled in damn near 30 seconds. You might be turning blue, okay? And that's what I miss. Same thing I miss about the fight game, man. The fight game back in the day, ain't nobody gonna have no fight go to the after party. You go to the emergency room and get your ass checked out. You might have to stay a day or two because you'll be pissing blood for a minute. And when you see liquor games, hockey, all the shit that I grew up on, and watch, the rivalries of Magic and Bird and Detroit versus Lakers and Boston versus everybody. Detroit versus everybody. They didn't give a fuck, okay? They coming with it, okay? And somebody might leave them with a black eye or a bloody nose. And then you had the Lakers had guys like, what's the white boy name? Superman. They call him, damn it.
Not Larry Bird, Lambeer.
No. The Lakers did. White boy.
The white Kurt Rambis.
Kurt Rambis. When Kurt Rambis came on the Lakers field, somebody finna get their ass whooped. When Kurt Rambis came on the field, he gonna use all his 6 fouls to whooping somebody's ass. Okay. Same thing with Lambeer. Lambeer on Detroit and Larry Bird. They were some of the white boys that they wasn't scared of black dudes. Danny Ainge, he wasn't scared of black dudes. Okay, they was not scared. Okay, they would go toe to toe with him. They talk shit to him the whole time. So yeah, it was a different era, man. It made the game worth watching. I don't watch basketball like I used to. I don't watch it. Everybody wants to shoot 3-pointers. Nobody wants to go. Ain't no Showtime. Ain't nothing pretty. Ain't no damn. Oh yeah, 3-point. Everybody wants to shoot 3-pointers. Everybody want to be Steph Curry. Fuck that. It ain't the same for me. I'm used to something different, man.
I'm right there with you, man. Let's talk about Sinbad real quick. Did Sinbad have a different act before the Sinbad we know him as, the quote goody two shoes comedian doing kid movies?
Nope.
Was he like dirty at times or anything like that?
Nope. That's
no,
huh? He's always been a straightforward dude. He's a naturally funny dude. I met Sinbad at the NAM show a few years before he had his stroke. We got a picture together someplace, and he was super cool, man. We sit there and talk for a while, and even then he was on one of the little scooters because he got bad knees from playing basketball. But he was a super cool dude, funny dude, man. He just chose to do a different thing. Sinbad didn't have to be dirty to be funny, and he knew that.
Who are some of the other black comedians you remember back then? You know, even if they came through your spot, but definitely at the Comedy Act Theater. Who are some of the other ones? We talked AJ Johnson. Who else?
AJ Johnson, Arsenio Hall, all the Wayans up there. All the Wayans. Everybody except their little niece. Sister was never funny. Arsenio Hall. Eddie Murphy would be in the audience. I never saw him go on stage and do that, but he would be in the audience a lot. Richard Pryor would be in the audience a lot. Jay Leno, all these cats would be up there. Between Comedy Act Theater and the Comedy Store, I've seen everybody that's been successful in the comedy business. Eddie Murphy was a regular at the Comedy Store. He came to Comedy Act Theater a couple times. I don't remember. I wasn't there. If he went up, I wasn't there. But D.L. Hughley, what's his name? Talk like the Sugar Bear. What's his name?
Hamburger.
No, not Hamburger. But Marshall Warfield, Honest John, Old Man from Fridays, John Witherspoon. You know, all these guys, they were regulars there. T.K. Kirkland, he was a regular there too. That's when he got accused of. That was around the time he got accused of stealing something from Eddie Murphy or something like that. Eddie Murphy or his brother or something. I don't know. But all these cats were they were regulars there. They was regular. They was trying to get it. Robert Townsend, all these guys. Anybody in the Robert Townsend movie, but that Comedy Act Theater. Hold on. Let me see something right quick. Let me try something.
Here we go.
Let me go
pulling out that phone.
Go to my phone. Y'all think I be bullshitting, okay?
Always a great surprise. Hit that like button if you're ready for some real
bullshitting. Y'all
smash that like button.
Y'all fucking with the Godfather. Y'all don't know who y'all messing with.
Shout out to Rat7, Mike Page, Marlon Cozy, Rashard Cobb, Corey Ferguson, MD3 the Sniper, STEM Radio. Nobody else
is gonna do it like this right here. Let me see what my phone can get today.
Yeah. Love it, love it. Sit back and get comfortable, guys. It's gonna be a great show tonight. Lonzo about to hit us with a surprise phone call. Make sure you connect.
Make sure my phone connect. Hold on, I gotta make sure my Bluetooth is on. He didn't answer. He didn't answer. Okay, he'll probably call me back at some point in time. But he didn't. That's my boy Michael Williams, who ran the Comedy Act Theater. Good friend of mine. Allegedly, we supposed to be distant cousins, and he and I were talking one day, And we realized that between the two of us, we changed black entertainment in ways people don't even know.
Break it down.
Well, he was doing comedy before Def Jams. Comedy Act Theater was just Def Jams without the cameras. You had everybody there. Martin was there. Everybody was there. Big eared ass Martin would be there on a regular basis. Anybody you saw in a Friday movie, Chris Tucker, big fat ass Faison Love, everybody was there. Russell Simmons, one of them, Russell Simmons and somebody else, Mike told me the story, came out to Comedy Act Theater, and a few months later, it was on. They had it on television. And the same guys that was working for free, he couldn't get them no more because they was getting paid on. Well, they was on Comedy Act Theater now. Their whole attitude had changed. Yes, sir.
Damn, dude. Let's TK Kirkland. You mentioned him earlier. That's somebody we don't really talk about much. I was watching an interview with him, and he opened up for N.W.A. back in the day. Was that normal back then to have a comedian open up for a rap group?
It depends. Somebody like TK Kirkland had that reputation. He was a street dude, so yeah, he could do that. Okay, he could handle that crowd. Everybody can't do that. You know, you got to have a certain type of attitude and certain type of flair and a certain amount of street respect to be able to open up for a comedian, open up for a singer. You got to be a special kind of dude. I've tried that before. Everybody can't do it. You know, some people are either too dirty. If you got a clean act, they too dirty. If you got a dirty act, they too clean. But he fit that whole little model right there, and it worked out for him.
Yeah, he's one of the funniest dudes ever, man. Definitely underrated in my opinion.
Who raised you? Yeah.
He hit him up. Okay.
Yeah.
But aside from all the horrible stuff that was going on in the hood back in the 80s with crack and banging and CIA dropping stuff and guns and this and that, tell us about the 1980s Los Angeles, the good parts, the fun parts. What made you smile back in the 80s besides cocaine? But you know what I mean.
Man, it was a party every night. Every night there was somewhere to go. Every night somebody was doing something. Hollywood was open to everybody, and it was even before it got crazy. Dude, you Lonzo, you 26, 27. You made a couple of records, but you ain't quite blowed up yet. You 27, you're 27. You got a couple of records. You got a 635 BMW. Jerry Curl is luxurious. Your records are on the radio. Okay, you ain't doing a whole lot of shows at a time, but you on the radio. You've been doing clubs forever. You walk into anybody's club and it's on and popping. Anybody's club. The dope dealers respected you because you had the spot for them to come to when they were a few years before they could get to the adult clubs. They was all in Eve After Dark. Okay, and you could go a lot of places, man. Back then, the hustle for the promoters was get with a restaurant like Red Onion, El Torito, and cut a deal where they would serve appetizers and keep the bar open till 12, 1 o'clock at night, sometimes 2 o'clock. And bring a DJ in, everybody would get paid $10 to get their groove on. And that was the hustle. So it was everywhere there was a decent sized floor, clubs was popping up everywhere. Radio was making money, Monday through Sunday, man, 7 days a week. You can get your groove on. You could go club hopping back in the day. I'd leave the Eve sometime. I'd open the Eve at 10 o'clock. I'd leave at 11:30 and just go down La Cienega, check out 3 or 4 clubs, pop in for a minute, and be back to the club by 1 o'clock, 1 o'clock. Just because Eve didn't close until 3 or 4. I closed one club and come back and stay at mine until it was time to close that motherfucker up. You can do that. Okay? It was just, it was just a fun time, man. It wasn't a lot of killing, wasn't a lot of shooting. Folks got killed, folks got shot, but it wasn't the main focus of a party. Okay? I gave hundreds of events, man, literally. And I've never lost a customer per se. I've had a party somebody got killed at. Yes, but all my parties, everybody went home, dude. And that was something that people liked about our situation. We always had security. We always had a dress code. We always carried ourselves in the place. Hey man, everybody wasn't welcome to even after dark. Everybody wasn't welcome at Alpine. We turned cats. We never was money hungry. We were never money hungry like that. So when you're not money hungry, you can afford to be more selective. And that was something that we had at all our events. And most of the clubs, even the clubs back then, they were not money hungry. So if you wasn't dressed right, you had to have on hard sole shoes. You had to have on slacks. They had clubs back then. You had to wear a tie. If you went to Little J's downtown LA, you had to wear a shirt and a tie. If you didn't have one, they would rent your ass one. Okay, no bullshit. No bullshit. They would rent your ass a coat and a tie. Okay, folks didn't wear these. They didn't wear turtlenecks back then that much. You had to wear a shirt. Yeah, if you had a shirt with a collar, they would rent your ass a tie and a sport coat. No bullshit.
Damn, sounds like such a good time, man. Did you ever? Okay, if you could only pick one, what club had the baddest ladies?
Paradise Thursday nights. Hollywood, Santa Monica Boulevard. Paradise. Negro. You would get whiplash in that joint. You would get whiplash. Okay? Paradise is where Eddie Murphy hung out, Prince hung out. Anybody, you might see the Time up in there. Anybody that was anybody, Thursday night, Paradise 24 on Santa Monica. It was a gay club Friday and Saturday. But on Thursdays, the black folks had it. And it was huge. It must have held about 2,000 to 3,000 people, man. Huge. And Paradise, Thursday nights, it was a spot to be at, man. And a lot of times, I wouldn't even go in. I just pull up about 1 o'clock, and my boy, Fila Al, who we interviewed in the past, he had a limousine. Shit, I got Lonzo in the back from World Class Wreckin Cru. Oh, shit. We pull him, take him back to the house. Next thing you know, them bitches have made history.
Hey, speaking of that, you got to tell us the Fila Al story before we move on. The Fila Al limousine story.
Oh man,
Wasn't there one with like three? He was on like the 3 wheels and.
Man, look, Fila Al, that's my dude. That's my dude. Love him to death. Fila Al, Johnny J, that produced Tupac. We all hung out together. And another partner of mine, T-Fly. But that time I was the mega baller. Everybody was, we all hung out together, and I was the bait for the girls.
Thank you again, Rad 7.
What's love, Rad 7? What got that come tax check? Shit. Okay. So anyway, when we one of the nights we had at Paradise 24 hanging out, and we catch a whole crew of girls. They see us in the limo. They come back to the house with us, and I don't know what they had. They didn't have no cars because I had to take one of them. Somebody didn't have no car. Anyway, that night, at that time, I'm a bachelor. I got a 3-bedroom house with a studio. Everybody had a room. Everybody had a girl. Everybody had fun. Next morning, Fila Al beeper started beeping. Beep, beep, beep. And Fila Al girl, she from Compton. She a little light-skinned chick. She did not play. That brother jumped out and take these bitches home. I gotta go. He jumped up out of here, out of my house with his shoes and his socks and his shirt in his hand, fired that limo up. In my street, you turn around, as you go around my street, that Negro hit that corner. He was 3-wheeling like a motherfucker, boy. You thought his shit was lifted when he hit that goddamn corner. But that's how much fun we had. And we teased his ass. I still talk about that shit right to this day. That was 35 years ago.
Damn, dog. Before we continue, I'm going to ask everybody to hit that like button. We're about halfway through the show. And if you enjoy what you hear, please hit that subscribe button. You are tuned in to N.W.A. Stories with Lonzo. I am Dusty Vision. That is Alonzo Williams, the godfather of West Coast hip hop. Before we move on, Lonzo, a couple of people were asking about Sacramento. You want to talk about that real quick?
I'll be in Sacramento Monday, folks, doing a screening of my documentary, doing a book signing, and also a Q&A for the documentary. I'm not sure what time. I'm thinking probably in the evening time. I would think probably about 6. I haven't got the itinerary yet, But yeah, I'll be this. I'm leaving out Tuesday morning. First thing, smoking Tuesday morning. So I'll be hanging out for a while Tuesday night. If you haven't got an autographed copy of my book yet, I'll have some. I even got some of my. I'm gonna bring some of my. They call them crates. I had 20 crates made, and they're a picture of me on front of my limousine, front of the Fila Al's limousine, in fact, and for my my Turn Off the Lights in the Fast Lane album. But we have little bitty mini records that's inside of them with Turn Off the Lights and some other stuff in there. And I'll be selling some of those as well. And I have some T-shirts and a few other things. So come on out, folks, to support. I'd appreciate it. Love to see y'all out in Sacramento, folks.
I love that. Save one for me. I'll buy one. Save
Okay,
one.
cool.
I like to have. I'm a hip hop collector, so I have
Right.
so many collectibles. So I want to add that to my collection.
That'll work.
Let's move on. But we'll get to a question by Rad7 before we get to the main topic of the night. Shout out to Rad7, man. Like Lonzo said, that tax return must be looking good because you are being very generous tonight. But we really appreciate it. Seriously, real talk. And if anyone else is feeling generous, there's a little $sign. Just smash it, and that helps keep it going. But Lonzo, with your house being the headquarter for LA hip hop, how did you keep the gang stuff calm and separated with people coming, recording, and going in and out? Great question, by the way, Rad7.
You know, even during that era, these guys had respect. Okay, Compton's Most Wanted. They from Trag New. Ike was from Trag New. Mike T from Inglewood Bloods. I've had 8 Trays. I've had 60s. I've had Inglewood family at the house. But everybody understood. I made sure everybody understood. We're not here for only color we're here for is for green. If you can't understand that, take it someplace else. And you got to understand when you were raised like I was, with grown men who set the house rules, and you followed by them. And these guys, or the generation, they still had men in their lives that they understood they had to respect. If you want to be in my studio, I'm not charging you no money, man. But at least you got to respect it. And even Battlecat said that, man. One thing about Lonzo, I only got ripped off by one asshole, and I would leave guys in here with shit all the time. And one asshole got me, but we got him back. So I've never had a problem. I never had to break up a fight. I never did none of that shit. I never had anybody pull up set tripping. I running the eve after dark. I knew how to deal with cats, and I cannot recall not one situation that I at my house I had to go out here and break cats up because they was fighting or they were hoobanging on each other. Never happened.
And like you mentioned before, and maybe you can dive a little bit deeper into it, but despite what Straight Outta Compton showed, there was very little, if any, weed smoking, and N.W.A. weren't really drinking. There was no beer. Talk to us about that.
There was no drugs in the studio whatsoever. If there was drugs anywhere, it was in my house. Okay, that was the only time. And I never let them see me do anything. If I had company, whatever I never did it in front of nobody. I always did it. I treated them like kids. In my eyes, they were all kids. In my generation, the kids didn't hang out with the grown folks. Yes, you could come to my house, you could visit, but when me and my friends were smoking, whatever we was doing, drinking, we didn't do it around them. They were not privy to that time. They had to be in the studio. And I didn't treat them like kids, but I treat them like they was my kids, and we're not buddies. We're cool, but we're not. I had a separation, and sometimes they didn't like it. But when I got record executives come by the house and hanging out, we talked about things that you might not understand. We did shit you might not understand. So I'm not trying to explain it to you. And it was simple as that. It was simple as that. I didn't get see a lot of alcohol until I got the Sound Control mob. Them motherfuckers drank. Them dudes drank. But even then, if anybody got drunk,
part of Sound Control mob. Remind us who's part of Sound
Control mob. That was Big Slip, who produced Compton's Most Wanted first album with Unknown. Mike T was a part of Sound Control. My boy
Posey, good looking out.
Yes, sir. I didn't see that. Where we at?
Marlon Koji just shot us 1999. Good looking out, brother. I'll get
All
your
right.
question back.
Yeah, good looking out, Mark. Want to appreciate that, Doc. So yeah, they just drink. They drink 40 ounces. I'll take my trash cans out, and it sounded like I was going to the recycling center. Be so much glass in my garbage cans. They just be clanging, 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 clanging. But even then, nobody ever tripped. Nobody ever tripped. Big Rockin' Tom, he was another brother. Chuck D. Everybody you saw on the Compton compilation, most of the guys from Compton compilation, except for a couple of them, were all from Sound Control Mob. If you look at the album, it says Sound Control Mob.
Good looking out, Marlon. He says, yo, Unc, throughout your career, when did you develop the trusting factor? Who to trust and who not to trust? Sorry, I will miss you in SAC next week.
You know what? Here goes some shit that y'all, my old man told me a long time ago. A first person that can't trust can't be trusted. A person that can't trust can't be trusted. Okay? And
I don't trust nobody. I don't trust a muff. That's the nigga you gotta watch.
Watch that nigga right there, okay? He told you he ain't shit. Okay? See, 9 times when somebody tell you something like that, 9 times out of 10, he gonna get you if he can. So that's what he figured everybody think like him. He figures folks think like him, and if he can't be trusted, if I can't trust you, because I can't be trusted. I know me, and I'm gonna impose my thoughts upon you. And once you hear that, once you understand that, then you know what you're working with. And I had a lot of guys, and even the guys that was around here, I had guys who would not let nobody mess over me because I gave somebody. If you was thinking about no, nigga, not him, no. I've always had brothers like that around me, whether it was Eve After Dark, Dudo, Studio. Hey, nigga, don't bring that bullshit over here, man. No. This is our spot. That dude, this brother gave us a spot to do this. You can't bring it over here, man. Most of the time, folks would check fools for me. If anybody did flare up, somebody else would check them. Why I even got to it? Well, I hear about it later on, man. Homeboy tried to trip. We checked his ass down. You get another a chance to do something. Nigga, I'm not letting him fuck that up. And that was the attitude, man. That was always the attitude.
I love that. Great questions, guys. Keep them coming. Let's move on to something I wanted to discuss, Lonzo, for the bulk of the show. We're going to take a deep dive into it. Unfortunately, we lost another rapper, a rapper by the name of Get Money, Lil Ronnie. And I had a chance to listen to some of his music. Once again, never heard about him until his life was taken away. But I checked out 5 videos, and each one had 1 million, 2 million, 2.7 million views. So he was kind of a known guy down in Fort Worth, Texas. But his life was taken away from him at a Dallas-Fort Worth car wash. Now, we talk about rappers all the time losing their lives, but this one is a little bit different because sadly, his 5-year-old daughter was in the car and she got it also. She was hit, and him and his daughter are no longer here. Talk to me before we even take a deep dive into Alonzo. When you hear the story, you might have already heard it. It's pretty viral. What are your general thoughts?
Whoever did something like that, need to rot their fucking ass in hell. Okay, I don't want to hear about you. You don't give a shit about nobody. You shoot a man in front of his daughter, then you kill his daughter too. Nah, dude. I have no sympathy for you. And I hope the judge, the streets, or jury don't have none for you either. Because you're fucked up. You're fucked up. And I don't wish nobody no bad luck, but that you're a fucked up person. If you pull up on somebody, man, and you see them with their kid, used to be a time, that's what I mean. Used to be a time, he got his kid with him, dude. That would be a pass. Even the police would give you a pass in front of your kids, man. Growing up with my dad, my old man knew to have. We rode with my old man for safety reasons. Okay, the police would give you a pass in front of your kids. The white racist police would give you a pass in front of your kids. Okay, but everybody wants to be so cold-hearted, so cold-blooded till ain't no passes. Nah, man. Ain't no passes for you either, bro. I don't want to hear about your problems, your mama, your daddy. You know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that, but that nothing you could tell me that would justify you killing a man in front of his kid or at his kid. Nah, dude, not gonna happen.
Yeah, you know, and it happens often in the hood, unfortunately, but it only seems to make news and it only seems to go viral when the guy has millions of views on YouTube. What can we do to change that and bring awareness to the fact that shit, hoods all over the country, we're losing brown and black lives because I mean people were just taking each other out.
You know, man. At some point in time, somebody got to take the cool off of killing each other. That's bottom line, dude. Stop supporting any music that has anything to do with ratchetness, murder, or stupidity. Do you realize? People don't realize, man, with the shit that's about to go down in this country between the tariffs raising the prices of shit, between farm workers afraid to come to work, that means shit's rotting on the vine. Everything is about to tighten up. Then you got a bunch of people about to be unemployed at the same time. You get people getting fired from the government. You got people getting fired from the government. You got people, you got food that's rotting on the vine because people are afraid to go to work. And the shit that was important, they were importing, is about to be 25 to 30% higher in some places. I just left a friend of mine. She has a food bank. She says they are already cutting off her food supplies or cutting them back for fear of not having enough to go around. Dude, we could theoretically be in a situation in a matter of months, and I'm not trying to scare nobody. Well, y'all need to take some farm, be YouTubing how to raise tomatoes and shit in your backyard. I don't want to scare nobody, but the fact of the matter is, when you got food rotten, people ain't picking it up, and the food that they importing is gonna be skyrocketed. Plus, only a few people losing their jobs. And they talking about cutting out other shit. That's not a good look, man. I don't know what it's about. Meanwhile, we got. We need to be trying to figure out how to work together, black and brown, as opposed to, because we're gonna need that. We're gonna need every soldier we possibly can. I'm not predicting no damn race war, no shit like that, but I'm saying we need to be prepared for whatever, a disaster, whatever another disaster happens. One of the things we're doing in Compton right now, with the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce, I'm working with the CERT team, man, Community Emergency Response Team. Because if some major shit happens, you can't call the fire department like that. They're not coming like that, dude. They can't just stop defibrillating one person or putting fire out to come put your fire out, or turn your gas off, or come pick up your grandmama, or pick your ass up. Somebody need to know how to keep a brother alive, keep a sister alive in the event of. That shit that happened in Altadena, I wouldn't go down there. I've seen it on the news. I've been invited several times. I didn't want to go.
It's heartbreaking.
People that have been there described it to me how devastating it was. Okay, that's like going to a morgue or seeing a bunch of dead bodies. You see people. You went to bed one night happy and shit. Woke up, you ain't got shit. You don't have nothing but your ass. You was balling one day. Next day you ain't got shit. You in the line like everybody else, man. That's some devastating shit, man. And I don't know what our current administration got planned, but they're making a lot of moves that ain't benefiting the people, dude. A lot of the moves, they're not benefiting the people. And as people start feeling pressure and start reacting, shit might happen. What if another pandemic happened? We got this dude with $1,200 ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. Okay, $1,200 ain't gonna do shit if you're hungry. I'm just saying, man. I'm not trying to scare nobody. I'm just trying to make it ain't about being scared. It's about being aware. So one of the things I'm doing, I'm working with, like I said, the community response team, and just trying to be able to be prepared for whatever, man. For whatever. If you're
That's
a young
so
man,
important,
young man or a young woman, learn CPR. Learn how to turn your gas off. Learn how to. I got a couple of generators. Okay, get a generator. At least you keep your food frozen, whatever. Know how to. Where would you get some fresh water from if you need some water right now? Water turn up. Where would you get the water from? You got water in your house. You don't even know where it is. You know where it's at? Water heater.
There you
Your
go.
water heater got 34 gallons of water in it right now. You might be for a little bit. Okay, figure out what you want to do. You want to wash your ass and drink it. Same water you wash your ass with, you can drink. But if you sit in, if the water supply gets interrupted for some reason, I don't know. I'm not sitting here. I don't know. Main line break. What you gonna do to brush your teeth and wash your face? You got 35 gallons of water in your house right there. 40 gallons in most cases. Okay, so these are the kind of things that the CERT teams teaches you, along with how to apply preliminary first aid, things like that. So I'm taking the class. My son taking the class. I'm making everybody take the CERT, and I'm promoting it. I'm promoting it as a community, something that we need in our community.
That's so important, bro.
Just the education. That skill can save your life. What if you ain't got to be in a major catastrophe? What if you're in a car wreck?
Mm-hmm.
Till the police get to the fire department get there, the ambulance get there, you might have to keep somebody alive. You might have to fix your own ass, man. Come on, dude. And the last thing you want to do if you're in a situation where you get cut or you bleeding is panic. Because what happens, your heart starts moving, your heart starts pumping faster. And guess what happens? Now you bleed faster.
Yeah.
That's why they always tell you, anytime somebody get cut, they always tell you, stay calm, be cool. You be leaking like a motherfucker. And they be lying. You all right? You gonna be all right? But they don't want to scare you. Because if you start seeing your blood leaving your body, you know you finna meet somebody that you hadn't planned on meet that day. So all these things are just things, man, that people need to know about. And like I said, being a grown ass man, sometimes you got to put the bullshit aside and deal with some real life issues. And this is one of them.
Yeah, I'm gonna get with you offline because I think I want to look into that as well because there's a few things that I need to touch up on. Have my CPR card. Have other safety issues around the house. I'm well protected in case the apocalypse goes down, but there are a few things, man. I mean, if you break a bone, you know what to do. I mean, there's little things like that, dude. And I wish we would, as a people, would take that stuff more serious because you know who are taking that shit serious and they've been taking it since they were kids serious. A lot of white folks in the Midwest, a lot of white folks, they know how to hunt. They know they have generators. They got this, they got that. They have the same opportunities we do. We need to start making that happen.
Yeah, put some of them chains down and go buy you a goddamn generator and get you a couple of generators. Get you I got an electric generator, one that's power, you plug up. I got a gas generator. The fire it back up and it run out of gas. Okay. When it run out of juice, I got one to fire it back up. So it ain't got to be a whole big one. It can be just something, man. You want to be able to walk around you want to have. We might not have the podcast, but you want to be in the house in the light and be able to hear what's going on around the world. In the event of, dude, power was out in fucking Argentina for God knows how long, man. They still got problems over there.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm just saying, man, I'm not trying to scare nobody. I'm trying to make everybody aware. That's all.
And Altadena is a little different as well. I'm about 17 miles from. I can hop on the freeway and be in Altadena in a heartbeat. And there's a lot of history behind it. And unfortunately, it didn't get as much press as the Malibus and the Pacific Palisades. But the history behind Altadena itself, it being in a redlining district and things like that, is such a dope history. Can you tell us what, like, because you were living back when that shit was still real, but what do you know about redlining, Lonzo? Can you break that down for us a little bit?
Funny you should ask me about that. I do a lot of documentaries. That's my pastime is documentaries. I just watched a little documentary about Compton and how Compton was the city of Compton was a major victim of redlining.
Yeah, you told me that last week, and I was like, I didn't put that together back then.
Compton was a major because what happened was when they built Compton, old man Compton came here. They bought all this land, and it was farmland at first, and it was Compton's like one of the oldest cities in LA County. Okay, and it was all white, predominantly white, and because of all the factories, the shipyards and the aircraft, Compton, it was a farm. It was a farm city, and a lot of black folks started moving in. Okay, you had a lot of Compton was surrounded by industry. General Motors used to make cars right there on Gage. I went there. I went there as a kid and watched. We followed the frame. We followed the chassis from the time it got off the damn trailer to the time it rolled off the goddamn assembly line. Took them 20 minutes. We just followed this one chassis. That happened right there on Gage. They showed us where the tires came from off of Florence. My mom and dad met at Douglas Aircraft. My uncle worked at a tire shipyard. There was a lot of labor jobs back in the day. A lot of labor jobs. And Compton that's one of them cities. You couldn't move in Torrance. You ain't never been popular in Torrance. But Compton, one of those places, the houses are cheap. They're maybe $5,000, $6,000. Okay. And a lot of black folks moved into Compton. When black folks moved in, white folks moved out. But to keep a hold on Compton, they had what they call redlining. And redlining meant that Compton was a high risk area. And so the banks, if they loaned you money to buy a house, it was either a predatory loan or a high interest loan, one to two. There's some bullshit, always some bullshit. And redlining was a big thing, period, in LA. In certain areas, they didn't want your ass in. And they literally had a red line around certain areas in the city. If you live inside this area, we don't want you in here. And if you had an address in this zip code, you might not get the loan you wanted. You might, if somebody else can buy a house in the same area, won't get the same service you get, or vice versa. You'll get some bullshit, they're gonna get some real shit. And redlining was just another way of discrimination. It was financial discrimination against homeowners, home buyers back in the 60s and sometimes even the 70s. And because so many houses were financed through predatory lending, a lot of houses ended up in foreclosure, and that just sucked all the money out of Compton right before the 80s. That's what's happening in the 70s. A lot of jobs went away, a lot of houses got foreclosed, and the banks had these fucked up loans, and that's how Compton became the poverty-stricken place it came at some point in time. Because it used to be a time Compton was really nice, man. I got them memories myself, and I talk about this all the time because before the gangs took over, Compton was super cool, man. It was a nice little. You lived in Compton, nigga, you was proud. If you was from Compton, you was proud, and that's what Compton has been fighting for that reputation again. Although we had to go through the drug and the gang era, and there's a potential for that to happen again, and I can see it. I'm a part of it, and that's why I promote certain things on this show and on my other podcasts. I have a couple of podcasts I do, just community podcasts for my chamber and my channel. So yeah, man, redlining fucked up Compton real good.
You know, you said something so deep right now, Alonzo, and you probably don't even realize it, but you said back then you were proud as a youngster to say that you lived in Compton. Now, if you're young and you're proud to be from Compton, it's probably for negative reasons. Would you say you're proud that you're from the hood? You're proud that, you know what I mean?
You know what? There's a youngsters movement to bring pride back to Compton, and it's being headed up by a young lady. Her name is Erica, and she has an organization called Compton's Not was it Compton is Safe or Compton's Not Bad or something like that. I had her in my newspaper, and I interviewed her, and we talked about how a lot of people had that stigma, and because the news only shows one side of the issue. This fucked up shit happened in every city in America. Ain't no city immune to crime. It's just certain cities, crime is the focus, as opposed to the sub-story. People die in Culver City, people get killed in Torrance, but it's not the headline. But when black folks get killed, it's the headline. Okay, especially if they get killed anywhere in what they call South Central. They had to stop calling it South Central. because they had the area was so vast, they had to start specifying where they were talking about. But yeah, if it happens in Compton, a lot of times Compton gets credit for shit that didn't happen in Compton. Compton is surrounded by unincorporated areas. Compton is surrounded by unincorporated areas. Like the Eve After Dark is not in Compton. It's right next to Compton, but it's not in Compton. But if something happened at Eve After Dark, Compton gonna get blamed for it.
Rancho Dominguez.
Rancho Dominguez is not Compton, but people blame, if it happens over there, they're gonna blame Compton for it.
When I was a kid, the Rancho Dominguez house that my aunt still lives in to this day, it was a Compton address. I specifically remember it being Compton in the early 80s. Do you know why a city would move away from the city of Compton and change their name to Rancho Dominguez?
Rancho Dominguez is actually the area that Compton sits in. Compton was founded by, I forgot his last name was Compton. He gave some land to a guy told me the story. He gave his land to his daughter, and she married a Dominguez, and he renamed a certain section Dominguez. And all that Dominguez Hills, all that is from the same connection, and it was foreclosed or something like that. And that's how it became. It was no longer part of Compton, and it became Dominguez, and they called it Rancho Dominguez. I don't know the exact details, but that's the gist of the story. But like I said, one of my buddies, Richard Richardson, he's a Compton historian. He gave me the whole story. But yeah, Dominguez, everything in Compton is named after a person. Every street in Compton. Rosecrans, it's a Rosecrans family. It's a Compton family. It's a Wilmington family. It's the Alameda family. Every street in Compton, is named after a family. Okay, I tripped out one day and I got the Compton Entertainment Chamber of Commerce. My nuts is hanging out big time. I'm like, you know what, shit? What is a Tragnu? What is a Tragnu? We need to change the name of the park from Tragnu to something else. I did my research. I had to go sit my black ass down. Tragnu is Weingart spelled backwards. Weingart Institute, Weingart YMCA. Weingart is one of the most powerful names in LA County. The Weingart family, but for whatever reason, they didn't want he didn't want his name on the park. They put it anyway, so they reversed it and called it Tragnu.
Love hearing stuff like this. See, man, I learn something new every day on this show, every week on this show. Damn.
Yes, yes,
all right, man, we got 2 more minutes, man. Any last words? Anything coming up besides Sacramento?
I just got an award. I got awards Friday from Mike Gibson's office, the state assemblyman, for my community service. And I get another award on the 21st of this month at the LA Coliseum from an organization called BizFed for being a change maker award. And I did the video this morning for the acceptance speech, and man, it was really amazing. The one guy, the video guy, I worked with him forever, a couple times back in the day. But the guy who interviewed me had no idea who I was, and when we got to talking, he was like a big old kid. He just is happy. Like, yeah, man, I didn't know. It just made for an interesting situation. So at some point in time, I'm hoping that I hit the tipping point, man, where I could be. I ain't got to explain who the fuck I am every time I go somewhere.
We almost there, man. Just keep doing this, and your word's gonna get out there. All right, I gotta hit Harold and Bells, man. Hit him with that outro, man.
All right, folks. Hey, folks, for those who never heard of me, I'm the first one put Dr. Dre in the surgery, stuck Ice Cube in the freezer till he got cold on the Eve After Dark, 50-yard line at the Super Bowl. In the movie Straight Outta Compton, they played me like a hater of rap. Don't believe that Hollywood bullshit, because it was all cap. My history goes deeper than you will ever know. Just remember, folks, that N.W.A. stands for Not Without Alonzo. Peace, y'all. We out.